Hi, welcome back. I'm Heather. Today I'm going to show you how I do my once a month meal planning and what that looks like, and then how I quickly go through and make our grocery list so I can do our shopping for the month all at one time, and then just go back mid-month to get in a couple dairy and produce items as we need them. All right, to begin with, I have made up a little spreadsheet here that I'd like to do categories because we enjoy a variety of dinners and we don't typically just do the same thing over and over. On average, I'll only cook the same meal maybe once or twice every few months, unless it's an absolute family favorite. So to begin with, I have some categories made up. And so I have the first one being a classic or casserole. And I like to have about 3 of those meals in the wintertime. And then we have some kind of a crock pot or instant pot meals. I like to do about 2 of those a month. We have my easy or freezer meals. Those are meals that I've pre-prepped ahead of time, so all I have to do is pull it out and warm it up, and it requires no effort on my part. And I like to put those in when we know we're gonna have a busy night going on. I have my next category being any family fun or favorites. So those are like fun pizza bar night where everybody can build their own homemade pizza. Next up, I have a one pot or pan, and those are anything that can quickly cook up and I'm not having to do tons of dishes that night. I have 2 pasta meals, and I only have 2 there because typically some of those one pots will be pasta in it, so I don't want to have too many of those. For my next category, I have 3 meals that we like to do that are either a soup or grill, depending on the time of the year. All right, the next category would be a sandwich wrap or salad, and we typically do about 3 of those. In the winter, those tend to be a hot sandwich, whereas in the winter, it'll be some kind of a cold sandwich or a wrap. Next up, we have 2 vegetarian meals. And then for my next category, I have 3 meals that are either requests, or if we have a holiday in that month or a birthday, that we have 3 of those, and I just ask the family what they're kind of feeling. And then my last category would be 1 new recipe that I like to try, and I typically will get that out of maybe a magazine or a cookbook or something I found on Pinterest or online. All right, so up at the top, I kind of categorized how the type of meals they are. So I have American, some kind of Asian, Italian, Mexican, European, or other. And it just makes sure that I'm getting a variety and we're not going to end up with a month of Italian or Mexican, although my husband would probably love the Mexican month. So last up at the bottom, I have just where I want to put in sides that I'll add in to whatever the main dish is. And it just makes it simple. So green beans, I know we're going to have more than one time in a month. So I will just put those down and then just kind of count up about how many times we'll have that to account for it when I do my grocery list. I love having a recipe binder. These are all recipes that we've used and loved. And I took the time to go through and kind of make a list for the different meals. So it makes when I do this so much simpler, because I can just quickly look at a chicken meal and I have all of our family favorites listed out, and I can say, oh yeah, we haven't had a creamy mustard chicken in a while. So let's do that since we just saw it. And I know I have chicken on hand and pretty much everything to make that. So we'll do creamy mustard chicken. And then for my crock pots, I know that I'll have a section in here that will be quick. So we have in our soups, we have a chicken tortilla crock pot soup, or an Instapot, depending on if I remembered to do it early enough in the day. All right. And we know that I want to have 2 soups, and my oldest daughter has been asking for clam chowder. So I know that she will like that, and I can easily just throw everything in the Instapot and then just add the clams in at the end. All right, so easy freezer meal. I know that I have some enchiladas. Excuse me, I have a garlic chicken in the freezer. And I will just kind of work my way through. I do like to add in little X marks on things where I'm not doing the full line across. So like our pasta, where I'm only going to use 2 of those boxes because I only want 2 of those meals, I'm going to X out that 3rd one. So I'm not trying to come up with extras and then not needing them. And then I also account for having leftover nights, usually once a week. And that kind of ensures that we're moving through the food and nothing's going to waste. All right, and then down at the bottom, I'll just throw in a green salad because that's a go-to, spinach salad, and I know that we'll do probably roasted broccoli and then roasted veggie mix, and that's just going to be kind of whatever I have on hand. All right, so I just go through, and as I'm going, I'll mark off. Let's see, we have American, we have Mexican, and then it'll just kind of help me keep on track and make sure that we're spreading out the different varieties. All right, so I have everything kind of filled out here for what we're going to be doing for our dinners for the month, and then what our sides are going to be. And then I like to use a grocery app on my phone. That way I always have it with me. And my favorite, it's called Grocery IQ. Unfortunately, it's not supported anymore, so they're not doing updates, but I've been using this for about 10 years. And I really like this app because it keeps a history of items that you've previously purchased. That way it makes, when I'm going through super fast, I can just look at our produce section and say, yes, I need apples, bananas, oranges. All of those are staples that we need every single time, and I don't have to worry about forgetting something. I also like it because it has a favorite section. So for the store, like Trader Joe's, I know that I always get my milk there, and I can just automatically add in those favorites onto my list, and I don't have to think about what they are or try to miss anything. I also love using the grocery app just because when we run out of something, I can quickly grab my phone and put it in there, and I'm not trying to chase down a piece of paper later on, wondering if I've gotten everything and if we're missing any items when I actually do the grocery shopping. So these are some of my tips for how I do our once a month meal shopping. I know that our breakfasts and lunches are typically the same things, just on repeat, and our staples that we tend to have. So we always have peanut butter, we always have some kind of a lunch meat or cheese, those sorts of things, and those are saved in my favorites. So I don't even have to think about it and can just add them super quickly. And this process usually takes me about an hour and a half or so to sit down and do for the entire month. And I know that everything's planned out, and I can just move meals around as we need them. I do like to, sometimes I'll put it onto the calendar all planned out. Other times I'll just sit down for 5 minutes on a Sunday and grab out the 7 meals that we need for that week. So I hope some of these tips can help you and make meal planning a little bit simpler. I know coming in to the new year, it's always nice to have new routines and kind of get back on track with eating healthy and kind of a more normal diet. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.